Hello everyone and welcome to the Common Corner. I myself am back after a little bit of a break. I embarked on a trip to Finland for 5 weeks in mid-October to do a psychiatry internship, and I returned on November 23rd and now it is December 13th, Saturday about 2 p.m. in the afternoon, excuse me. And since it is already December in full blow, there's two things. The Hobonichi Weeks has begun. Don't be alarmed, this is my 2024 weeks, which we'll be using for reference today. And it is Christmas, so we are celebrating with a little bit of a treat, a German gingerbread cookie, if you will. I have forgotten what these are called, but I used to always have them as a kid because we used to live in Munich, Germany, and my partner Ka got some of these a few days ago when I was feeling a little bit under the weather mentally. It's quite an interesting time in my life because my medical school exams are nearing, and that is scary, and hence I haven't been prioritizing sitting here and filming. And to be quite frank with you, I haven't really been prioritizing my love for the books that are in my life at the moment. So at this very moment, I'm feeling quite grateful that I have this space to come and talk to you all and take you through my process of preparing my Hobonichi Weeks for the upcoming year. Like I said, it begins in December, so I've already been using it for a bit more than a week, actually almost 2 weeks. But it is time to finally really set it up. So let's do just that. I need to gather my supplies. The best glue, in my opinion, the Muji glue stick. I've also gathered some things that I think I would like to use while decorating this book and setting it up. My trusty Muji scissors and a Twisby Eco in the rose gold and smoky black colorway. This is in a medium nib, and I think would be quite nice for some headers and things. And then, of course, the main star of the show, the actual book. Here she is. Those were some other bits that I won't be using at the moment. I have her currently in this beautiful Tragen cover for the Hobonichi Weeks, and there's a little Grog pin on there protecting this book. I love her. She's my favorite character in Moments. Let's move this little candle. By the way, how cute is this? I got some of these like condiment holder things, but they actually had a tea light in them, and I finished burning it, and now I've just been putting new tea lights in this, and I think it just looks really cute. And of course, a souvenir from Finland from my favorite sauna in Helsinki. I went there again this time around when I visited, and from my previous video you can actually see some footage from my time there if you're interested. But that's there to bring us some joy. All right, so the story of the Grog, and this is going to tie together with my setup for this book as well, is that when I received my first ever Hobonichi Weeks in August of 2024, of course that was already towards the end of the year, and I got this one on sale, and I wanted to try it out if it would work for me, and it really did, brilliantly so. I didn't realize how much I had needed a work planner. As you can see, it was in very, very good use for the weeks that I had it. And then I decided to buy my 2025 weeks, which I have just here. And this was a brilliant companion for me in the last year. I don't think I would have been able to complete my dissertation so satisfyingly and do great at it as well as work 2 part-time jobs, as well as keep up this channel. Although you might have noticed I haven't been as consistent here as I would have liked to, and I think it just kind of speaks for the busyness of the final few years of medical school. But my friends, I am done in about 3 months time. Actually no, 4 months time. In exactly 4 months I will be a free woman, and that is a beautiful thing. I'm very excited. But she's been a beautiful companion, so of course then I went ahead for this year to purchase myself another one. For my first book, I put this sticker of the grog to kind of protect it. There's a video of me setting up this book if you're interested. And of course I put the grog here as a protector of this book in this cover. Sorry, my English language skills aren't really coming through at the moment, but you probably get what I mean. And hence for this book, which I think I talked about it on a video earlier in the autumn, because when I saw this cover, I knew that it was meant to be for me. Before they released the full lineup for this year, I had actually decided to go for the Moomin Little My cover, which I always was a little bit like hesitant about because of the intensity of the redness of the red color. And when this came out, there wasn't even a single moment that I needed to think about which of those two I would choose. So I went with this one. I'm gonna take it out of this reflective cover so that it's a little bit less distracting. All right. And I'm keeping this old £5 note, which I don't think is like, I don't think you can use this anymore, but it's been there for like good luck for all the time that I've had a Hobonichi Weeks. And we are going to, well, we'll take out my trusty Platinum Preppy, which I've actually been loving using since my Muji fountain pen broke, because they have the same nib. And yes, we're just gonna look at this cover, this book, as it is. Okay. Maybe I'll need both of my previous weeks as a reference. Like I mentioned, I was thinking about getting the Moomin Weeks, but then I thought that the perfect collaboration between this one and the Moomin Weeks is to put a little bit of a Moomin twist on this one. All right, as per my original book of having the grog on the inside, I somehow felt called to do the very same thing this time around. I've already cut down the sticker so that it has a little bit less of this white outline, and I want to put it inside of here so that it looks like she's about to take this card. And I'll put her little girl here as well. So we're gonna do that on the inside. And on the outside, I was thinking of, and I don't think I have my sticker book here. Oh no, yes, it's on my study desk. Just a moment. It's quite a nice, peaceful kind of afternoon sun that's gracing my face at the moment. It's really nice. That is a good combination. Okay, so it opened right away to my Moomin stickers. Because the Moomin cover for Weeks was Little My themed, I was thinking about using this Little My sticker, but then I realized that I'm not maybe the biggest fan of this specific Little My illustration, because it doesn't really look like her. They've somehow illustrated the eyes wrong. I'm not sure how that happened, because I think these are supposed to be kind of original Moomin illustrations, but they didn't get Little My's eyes exactly right in this one. So then I was thinking about using the Moomin ones here, but they're all slightly worried, the Moomin ones that I have left, or there is Moomin's butt. I guess the other thing I was thinking about is putting Snufkin, who is my favorite character. So there's that. Oh, maybe. How nice would this one look? These are some stickers that I got from Finland, and I bought a few sheets of them because I wanted to give them to a few of my friends who I thought would really enjoy them. And I think that this Snufkin one would actually look so beautiful on the cover. yeah, and he's carrying a backpack, just like me when I'm always on my way to the hospital or to study. And like I mentioned, this is my kind of academic and work planner. I like to cut away the excess borders, and also because all the Moomin stickers usually have this Moomin character's trademark on them, and I'm not the biggest fan of how that looks, so I'm just gonna cut this away. I was always envisioning of putting it above the 2026, and now I'm thinking if I should put it here beside it. Yeah, I'm not going to do any other decoration for the cover because it is just so beautiful in just how it is. Like I was thinking about putting Moomin Papa with a bit of a glass of wine, for example. And to be honest, that looks pretty fun. Maybe it could be a good reminder for me to like, although I don't really drink, but I feel like the metaphor of having a glass of wine in the evening is one for relaxation after work. I feel like that's quite a classic. It's like a thing that you see in the movies of someone who's come home after a stressful day and they'll just have a glass of wine. And maybe it's a reminder for me that it's okay to take it super easy when I get back home. Usually I feel like I want to keep doing things because there's an endless to-do list when you're a student. But I feel like Moomin Papa here, he's really an icon in taking it easy and doing just what feels good. And I think actually this feels better than the Snufkin sticker. So that was a bit of a journey, but onwards we go. Yes, I wanted to put her here, and I was actually thinking of cutting down here so that the sticker itself doesn't crease. So I'm gonna do a little cut here so that, well, you'll see it a little bit. Oh, she looks so severed. I have been watching Severance the past few days for the first time. It's a kind of sci-fi show on Apple TV, and I highly recommend it for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. It was quite a big deal, I think, earlier this year when the second season came out, and it deserves all the hype that it has been getting. It's a really brilliant show, and it's been providing my mind quite a good distraction in the midst of all the exam stress. And to put it into context, my exams, well, I have my first exam, which is a prescribing one, is in January, January 29th. And then my kind of written exams for my final year of medical school are March 4th and 5th. And then I have clinical skills exams. They never end. The clinical skills exams mid-March, and then I'm done. So it is indeed not too long to go, but because they are the final exams of medical school, we have to kind of prepare everything that we've ever been taught at med school for them. So it feels like quite a big task, and I've been quite stressed about it. Okay, I'm enjoying this. I was thinking if I should put something else here as well, but I tend to like to keep this minimal. You know what, I might just keep it like this because I'm gonna then have that plastic cover on, and there's a little pocket there, and I usually like to keep some of my dot stickers there, and I will show you what exactly those are used for, and we will make a key for them together. So I have orange stickers for important days, for example my prescribing exam on the 29th of January, and then blue dots are for birthdays. And I might need to create new colorway for something else, but so far this is the only things that I need. So on the next page here, I was thinking of making a little key. And this is just kind of like a illustrated ripped note paper from Megan Rhiannon's Patreon. I really adore it. I've been using these cutouts for a really long time. So I was thinking of putting that here, and then we can decorate the front page together. I always like to keep my weeks quite minimal. So in my 2024 one, this is what it looked like. So quite minimal indeed. I just had this book belongs to the Common Corner. Yeah, I did some sketching in the months that I hadn't used in this book. It's really fun. Okay, and then in my last year's one, I think it was, well, here you can see it was quite minimal. And I had this card in here that my mentor gave me during a creative inquiry session that we did together. She's someone that I'm doing research with at the moment. Oh, and look at that. I didn't even remember that I had that here. But exact same idea this time around. Yeah. Okay, that's funny. Yeah. So this is what we're gonna do basically, a key. I'm curious to know how everyone's preparations for the next year have gone, because I've been seeing that quite a few people are moving away from dated books and into undated ones, which I guess means that you don't necessarily need to start your book in 2026 or in January. But I think in the Western world, a lot of our minds reset at the new year. Although I know there's many exceptions to that. Did I mention that this is English breakfast tea? I've really been adoring this tea since about August of this year. And I've been drinking a lot less coffee. In fact, I haven't had a coffee in I think like 2 months, which is very strange times for me, but it's doing good for my mind. And that's why I can't give myself any excuses to keep drinking it when I feel so much calmer when I don't drink it. Key. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have been really enjoying doing this lettering style where I do like a block for the spine of the letter, if that makes sense, and then just single lines for the rest of it. But it's quite fun. And I know that I'm gonna have, actually first I should put down the stickers. So orange ones were important dates. And what's so satisfying about this little notepad from Megan is that these stickers fit perfectly between 2 lines. And I think that is just so satisfying. So we don't really have any other key apart from this, because I thought that previously I would use different colored inks for different things, but I realized that I kind of just tend to use for this book whichever pen I have at hand. Mostly it's black ink. Sometimes it's my trusty Pilot Custom 823, which is what all of these kind of beige writing is with. It's my favorite ink, the Diamine Sepia, which I also have this Twisby inked with. So yeah, so I don't think I'm gonna do, there's no particular reason basically for which color ink is used at which time, so there's really no other key than that. But yes, let's enjoy decorating the front cover now. I do sometimes use these little stickers from Midori, where they have some kind of activity emojis and icons, I guess you should say. And I like kind of using them to spice up my my monthly pages in this book. All right, so those usually go in my cover then. So let's see. I have this sticker that I've not sticker. I've had this photo printed out for a while from just Pinterest, and oh yeah, this is the beautiful envelope that came with this book. And Sumi Tokumo from Instagram has sent me some of her like stamps from I think already a year ago, but I really like this cat who's sitting down at the work desk. And I want to include more of those vibes in this book, those cozy work desk vibes. I think I want to put this one here, but I'm going to once again cut it down a little bit. I'm not feeling certain if I wanted to put some kind of a background for this sticker. I'm just looking through one of my sticker books, but yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, I am just going to enjoy playing with it. And yeah, for some reason I feel like I want to put it up there. I could also use some washi to put it on the background, but actually let's see if I had anything. This is my little washi collection. Maybe this one would be nice. Yeah. I actually adore any washi that has a grid on it. These just have been really enjoying like layering them up. Hee. Okay, I think I need to add some more glue because it's already dried up. I have misplaced my Muji masking tape, the one that I love the most because it's perforated. Is this one perforated? Yes. Do be aware there's two types of masking tape at Muji. One that is perforated and one that isn't. And I love the perforated one because you always get a clean line without needing to cut it. And I really enjoy kind of layering it on top of my photos as such. And when you layer it, then if you put a sticker on top of it, it somehow, I don't know, it just looks really nice. I was thinking about putting this receipt sticker because I also keep somewhat of a track of finances in this book. That's quite nice. I like that. Okay, cool. Actually, another thing I was thinking about putting on here is, if I can locate them. So earlier I was packing some Christmas presents, and I seem to have misplaced a bunch of my stationery in that process. Yeah, because there we go. So I went to a journaling meetup last week, and Bronte from Bronte Plants was there among my other beautiful friends, and she was giving, she very kindly gifted me and others some of her sticker sheets. They're 2026 kind of beaded letters that say 2026, and I think it would be fun to put one of these on here. That's lovely. And I'm gonna put one of these kind of red drawn lines up here as well, because I just think it looks really lovely and adds some texture. Maybe I'll put one of these on this side as well to just add a bit of something. Cool. Okay, I think that is it for the setup here. Okay, so then we can jump to, well, the memo pages at the back, but I wanted to quickly show you how I use this book. Let's check if there's any sensitive information here. I don't think so. So I divide my days and my planning into 3 sections: the morning, AM, the kind of afternoon, which is PM, and this is usually until like 5 p.m, and then the evening. And that helps me kind of categorize my days quite nicely. And then the other page I use for just continuous to-do lists. This past week it looks quite different because I actually used a Hobonichi Weeks sticker set that I received about a year ago from Hope Men and Chub Girl. They're a Canadian family business, really sweet, and they have, I think they're from Hong Kong originally, and they have a lot of Hong Kong themed sticker sheets and like sticker sets for the Hobonichi books, and I knew that I might not use up the 2 Hobonichi Weeks sticker sets that I got from them until I go to Hong Kong. But well, I don't know when's the next time that I'll go there, and I don't know if you have seen, but there was a big fire in Tai Po in Hong Kong, and I've been thinking about everyone there a lot because of that. And I wanted to make a spread basically honoring Hong Kong and just sending my kind of emotional support to them. So yes, that's why I've decorated this spread like that, but it's the same concept as the previous page, with the morning, afternoon and evening, and a to-do list separated into personal and work. And I've been tracking some habits this week as well, which I haven't really upkept with. Yeah. And I can cross off my packing gifts because I've just done that all of this morning. I packed all of my Christmas gifts, which was really fun, because I'm going to Finland next week, Wednesday. All right, so now to the memo pages. All right, this is the same as previously, where where do I have it? Here. I used another printout from Megan Rhiannon. It's her gloomy library cards, but I really enjoy putting some information about these notes pages in there. Let's check what I did in 2024. Okay, I don't think I decorated it especially by anything else except this Marimekko sticker. This is a Finnish brand. Oh, there we go. So I put my index first, and then this is kind of the cover page for it, and I use a few dots for this section as well, just so that I can find what I'm looking for a bit easier, especially if I'm looking for notes for my academic placement in hospitals. It's good to have those at hand with the blue dot, so I can find them kind of relatively easy if I'm like looking through my notes pages. Obviously I didn't finish using this book because I got it in August, and this one already started last week of November of 2024. But really interesting to see that by the time that I started using this new 2026 book, I had 1 page left of the notes pages at the back. So that was quite good, meaning that I used up all of my note pages at the back and didn't need any more. So it was just the perfect amount for a year's amount of note pages. These are notes that can later be disregarded, meaning that they're used in my daily life, but once I've referenced them the amount of time that I needed, which usually isn't for any longer than about 3 months, then then I don't need them anymore. So it's good that I have a space like this at the back. And I decorated it with this, with a few notes on the pages and a key on this side. Actually, I made this on here, but this time I was thinking of putting the key on here instead of making a separate one, and just decorating this section. Notes for the second brain. Use these pages as you need them to be used. And then the index continues on. I think actually this time last year I forgot to make the index right away after this page, and I went on to making a master to-do list. But then I continued the full index for the rest of the pages a bit later on. But I haven't finished filling this out, even though I've finished all the pages. But this is something that's part of my kind of end of the year to do for my books before I archive them on my bookshelf. So I like to, if I haven't indexed them during the year, I will do that by the end of the year, so that when I come back in the future, I can find what I need relatively quickly. Okay, I think I might do this off camera, but I will come back then to explain my thinking in a little bit. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Here we have it. Very, very simple decoration to the memo pages at the back. I might add on to this as I go along, because I usually enjoy building the decoration to my books over the first few months that I'm in it, until I feel like I'm fully settled in. The one thing that my perfectionist brain is getting stuck on is that the color of my diamond sepia is a little bit out of match with the color of the stamp here, but it's okay. It created quite a calm, cozy look to these pages, and it's a bit less intense than previously, and I think that works for me. 2026 is going to be a very interesting period of change for me, finishing up my degree and starting a job potentially. So we will see how it goes, and I think I need some calm to take me along with all that change. This is where my index is going to be, but I don't need it at the moment because I only have a few pages on here, including my pen pal tracking, which I really enjoy doing. It kind of helps me organize my thoughts when it comes to writing letters and what I want to include in envelopes and that kind of thing. And the stickers that I decided to go for are the blue and the pink ones from Travelers Company, the ones that they release every year. And I think the main categories would fall into academia, and then the pink dot is for stationery and the Common Corner world, which includes kind of letters and tracking my stationery spending, as well as Common Corner planning. So yeah. And I want to show a little close-up of here as well. I love this little guy. I'm really kind of manifesting these vibes. Calm, but enjoyable time by the desk. And I put the dates here from when I started. And another sticker by Bronte as well. I'm so grateful for Bronte for gifting me these 2026 stickers. All right. The final thing I wanted to do is take these tabs from the 2026 one that the Midori index tabs that are in kind of silver, aluminium, metal, and I was thinking of putting these just to mark the day and the month that I'm in, especially the month, because I don't have them tabbed with these. So it would be helpful to have an index tab on the month. I've realized that as much as I adore decorating my pages and kind of making things more pleasing to the eye, I don't tend to do that much, or at least naturally, kind of in my weeks. I say that while turning to this page, but generally things are quite plain and functional in this book, and hence its setup is also in that way. I was just thinking about the pages at the very back of this week's, where there's quite a lot of fun things, like obviously the 365 days checkoff sheet, which I have not used before. The addresses I do use, I put some of my pen pals addresses to there that I might otherwise lose more easily. And then also I love this page, the memories for 2026, and I also enjoy the favorites as well as the My Hot 100. But because I don't use this book to gather memories, it's really purely functional and just for planning. That's why it feels out of place to put these kind of things in here. But what I'm thinking about is that I might take off these pages and put them in my upcoming Hobonichi Cousin Avec. But I have not checked if they have this kind of page in the new Avecs, so I'll check that first. But if not, I'm definitely going to be putting these in there, and also utilizing these favorite lists, because I like the size, but I won't be, turning to these pages in this book. I have this check off list for the rest of the things that I need to do before I finalize medical school. There's certain things that we need to get signed off by doctors that we're working with, like doing a local anesthetic, for example, which I have done before, but not during my final year, and we need to do these things in our final year. There used to be about 3 times the amount of boxes to get ticked off, but that list was in my 2025 weeks, and now we're moving on. So this is the stuff that I have left. All right, well, the final thing to do is to put this book back in its protective cover. It is the week's cover that I have been using since my first weeks. She's a little bit kind of beat up, but still functioning, so I don't see a reason why not keep using it. And then we can put her in the Tragen cover, and that is about it. It's nice. It's really nice to kind of finally intentionally move into this book, because I kind of just started using it. But it's really nice. It's really nice to properly move into it. This is where I keep these stickers, in this little pocket here. And these stickers I usually keep on the inside here, so they're kind of readily available when I should need them. Oh yeah, I also did add this little Hong Kong milk tea sticker here, just to make the vibes a bit more cozy. Okay. All right, there we have it. Sometimes I keep some washi tape samples in here, and I also sometimes use this as my pencil case. If I'm out and about and I don't want to take a lot of things with me, I usually have my Avec and then this with me, and it functions really well as a stationary kind of storage. So okay, I think this is it. I'm happy to have Moomin Papa with me now, and this little speck of yellow to add happy colors to my days. And I keep my Platinum Preppy in here. It writes really beautifully on this paper. And that's it. My phone stopped filming a little bit before I had a chance to say goodbye and tell you a big thank you for tuning in. And I hope that you enjoy this little clip from my favorite spot in Finland that I visited many times during my time there. Alright, I will see you in the next one.